I've had a bad childhood, I must admit. I've been into approved schools. I've lost a child. That makes you question whether life is any good, but then you do come out the other side, don't you? Hey? Do. So, yeah, life's hard. When my son died, he was only 10, walking up the stairs with his brother, and just dropped dead. He had a cyst on the brain. No one knew he had it. He didn't know he had it. To this day, and it's been, he would 20 years ago, just over 20 years ago. To this day, you learn to live with it. You don't get over it, but you learn to live with it. Every time I think about him, I still miss him. I still miss him.
I broke up with my ex, or me and my ex broke up, I should say, Christmas Eve, just gone, yeah. Just before this, around September time, August, September, we went to Sicily, where she's from. There was a point in this trip, yeah, where horrible things happened on this trip as well. This wasn't just all sunshine and rainbows, but this one moment, we must have been on a beach somewhere. I can't even remember what beach it was, yeah. But I was just standing waist deep in the ocean, yeah. And the sun was setting, and I just looked upwards, bruv. And the sky was all orange and pink and purple and thing. And I was just looking at this bitch. I was like, this is fucking beautiful. And I just, Lidge, bro. Oh my Lord. And like, I just feel a hand on my shoulder. And I turn my head, I look down, she's just there, smiling up at me, shorter than me, innit? Smiling up at me, and I'm like, and I look back up again, and I was just, my only thing in my brain was like, boy, am I happy to be here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have the most money in the world. I am not the best looking man in the world. But like, in this moment in time, there's a sweet one on my arm. Waist deep in the ocean. I'm waist deep in the ocean, baby. Looking up at sunsets and stuff. And I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe I am the richest man alive.
Right before I moved to university, I got kicked out of my mum's house, like not really for any reason. Well, obviously there was a reason, but I won't share it. And just going through that and then moving to university was just a difficult time, really. And then handled it. Did you say also how did you get through it? Okay, yeah, like in a bad way, just trying to escape, doing the normal things that people do to escape. So, I mean, the way I got through it was just time, really. Not through any nice practice or anything like that. I started studying physics because I was interested in things that were true. When I started realising that a lot of things in the world aren't real, things like money, it's a concept, but we're taught that things like that are actually real. I wanted to figure out what in the universe was there, regardless of what we thought or what society sort of created. I don't know if that's the right way to put it. So then I got interested in physics, and then the deeper you go into physics, you start realising that the question of what's real it's not an answerable question, really. So that's got me into this sort of physics and philosophy combination.
What are you scared of?
Wasting my life. That's probably the main thing.
I was originally born in Kazakhstan, which is a beautiful country with beautiful people, but has been fucked over by the Soviet Union and by Russia and by the fall of everything, and they've been quite neglected. So as a country, it's quite poor in terms of cities. And when I moved from Kazakhstan, I moved to Poland for the first time, and that was quite an eye-opener because at that point I had to learn a language really quickly, and I was 5 years old at the time, and I learnt Polish in a month because you just kind of had to. But the issue with that is obviously I still had an accent, and when I was 5 and I went to school, on my first day there, I heard parents say to their kids in front of me in Polish, "Don't play with her, she's Russian." And growing up with that was quite challenging, and you kind of started to hate your own culture and you didn't really embrace it as much. So growing up for me has been really trying to get it back in touch with my roots, really. So in the past sort of 2 years I've started really being proud of the fact that I'm from Kazakhstan, being proud of the fact that I've travelled and moved around, and I like talking about it now.
Well, being 71, a disabled OAP, I would say, there's been happiness, there's been sorrow, there's been sadness. And I would admit that last year was one of the blackest years of my life. But we go on because one of my oldest friends of 40 years did die very tragically of the virus, without his wife and family and loved ones around him. I think you've got to be philosophical that life is not a bowl of cherries, it's not a Barbara Cartland novelette, And also to count your blessings that there's a lot of other people who go through a lot more sorrow and heartbreak and problems and all the rest of it in this country, So that's always been my motto, to go forward, but also think of other people worse off than yourself.
When I was 15, my dad died, so he died in a motorbike accident. And I was quite young. I didn't really know how to deal with it. I didn't have the emotional capacity to be able to work through it at that time. However, since then, it's got me into the work that I'm doing, and I've worked through it. I don't think you'll ever fully, be okay with losing a parent, but I can definitely cope with it a lot better. But yeah, that was probably the worst moment.
How have you managed to go through bad experiences but retain a sense of, whether it be groundedness or optimism?
I had a good woman. I had a really good woman. She stuck with me through thick and thin. Yeah, she got me through it on her only.
How did she do that?
Just by being there and being by my side. We've been together 33 years. She's beautiful. She's the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life. Really. Why she was ever with like me, I don't know. But she's a brilliant woman. She's absolutely brilliant. She'd do anything for anybody.
Do you think that it's important, as people go through struggles in life, that they have a partner to support them?
I think so, because you can't do it on your own. There's no way you can go through stuff like I've gone through on your own. Good friends, and like I said, my woman, my wife. I wouldn't be here now if it weren't for her. I wouldn't be. That's the sort of comfort and just being there. The best woman. That's it. She's there for anybody. She'll help anybody. And like I say, we've been together 33 years. And yours is 33 more, eh? That's it. I can't say any more.